So while a for loop is what we're going to use most of the time when we want to repeat a process, there sometimes comes up conditions where we don't really know how many times we want something to repeat. Under these indeterminate conditions, we have another tool at our disposal, the while loop. What it does is it executes a block of code while a condition is true. Now you have to be careful with this because you can easily set up an infinite loop and never actually break out of that loop if you aren't careful about making sure your conditions can be met. So let's start with a do while loop. We have a do statement, and then we have the block of code to execute here. Then we have the while keyword, and we have a parentheses and end parentheses to express where the condition is. And then we have, notice right there, we have a statement at the very end because it is a single statement for this block of code, even though there are multiple statements that can fit inside of it. So let's say we had this temperature number, 52, and we wanted to increase it until it reached a certain value. So let's say while the temperature is less than 100, again, it's while the temperature is less than 100, do this stuff. So this would have 52 come in, it would increment it to 53, it would check to see is 53 less than 100, it is, go back up to the top and repeat the process. When it comes down here and that temperature is actually not less than 100, the do while loop stops. So what if we wanted to do something just like this, but our temperature is already at 100? We'd have a problem because temperature would be incremented by 1 before this while statement condition was ever checked. For that situation, we have a while loop. And what it means is that the condition will be checked at the beginning rather than at the end. So if we express it this way, under the condition that we have a number that is already going to fail the while condition, the code won't run at all. You'll see a while loop a lot more common than a do while loop because we often want to check a condition before we run any code. Again, be very careful with these and don't use them when you could use a for loop. You'll end up with code that looks like it will not get stuck, but will end up looping forever, and you'll wonder why it hangs. But for doing something like searching through an array for a particular value, or other indeterminate conditions like that, a while loop is an amazing way to express, do this stuff while this is true.